Alright, 6th grade. Today, we're just going to talk about how to outline this essay. You did an unbelievable job on your multiple choice. Tomorrow we're writing the essay for our MLQ. So let's just talk about what that outline will look like. Now, let's look at the prompt first. I replaced the actual subject of the prompt with just the word topic because I can't let you start thinking about your MLQ essay yet. So you have read 2 articles about a topic. Compare and contrast how the authors present information about the topic. Be sure to include an analysis of how each author's presentation is introduced, illustrated, and elaborated in the text. Use specific information from both articles to support your responses. Here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to tell me what are the 2 pieces of information that I need to give in each body paragraph. Awesome. In each body paragraph, I need to talk about how the author's presentation is introduced and illustrated and elaborated. Now, here's what the outline for body 1 and body 2 will look like. Answering the question, citing evidence, explaining your quote, citing evidence again, and then restating and explaining your second quote. Here's what I want you to tell me first. In the part that says answer the question, my A of each paragraph, what do I have to do? Great job. I have to talk about how the author introduces and elaborates on the topic in the articles. So for body 1, I will talk about how the author introduces and elaborates the topic in article 1. In body 2, I would talk about how the author introduces and elaborates the topic in article 2. Now, I know that the second part of my body paragraph is always citing evidence, but what does that really mean? I can't just pull a quote from anywhere, right? What do I have to do? Great job. My first piece of evidence, it needs to be a piece of evidence that reveals how the author introduces the topic. So my first piece of evidence needs to be about how the author introduces the topic. Now, little hint, the author is going to introduce the topic in the first paragraph. Okay. Then I explain my quote. Very simple. Just tell me, why does that quote show that how the author introduces the topic? Now I need to cite evidence a second time. But I can't talk about how the topic's introduced again. What do I need to talk about? Good. I need to cite a piece of evidence that reveals how the author elaborates on the topic this time. So my first quote is about how the topic is introduced. My second quote is about how the topic is elaborated on. After finding my evidence, I then restate and I explain my second quote. So I would conclude, I would wrap everything up, then I would also explain how my second quote shows how the topic is elaborated. Okay, now let's talk about the conclusion. The conclusion is where we're going to finally wrap up and say how exactly these articles were compared and contrast. So first I have to answer the question. How do I do that in my conclusion? Beautiful. You say how the articles are similar, and you say how the articles are different. Now I need to cite evidence. So I'm citing evidence. I need to cite evidence about how the topic is introduced and elaborated, right? No, I'm citing evidence that shows similarities and shows differences between the articles. And then, as always, explain your evidence and restate. That's the whole essay, guys. Real simple. You crushed the multiple choice, now you're going to crush the essay. Good luck.